The Pestilence is one of my favorite guns in the Division 2. And since TU15, we finally got some pieces that we can use to increase the ticks of the Pestilence itself. If you guys don't know how the Pestilence works, I will quickly go through exactly how the weapon operates, how the talent works, and then we'll go through why the Heartbreaker gear set is the perfect addition to make the Pestilence ticks go way higher than they ever have gone before. So please make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Today's video, I'm going to showcase a little build for you. Well, it's my version of the best Pestilence build you can make in PvE right now. Obviously, there are many different versions and variations. It's always important to adapt the build to suit your own playstyle. Never copy it. So the Pestilence works like this. All you guys need to really know is that it absolutely shreds armor. It has got damage to targets out of cover with the core attribute with LMG damage, damaged armor 6%, and we have got Plague of the Outcasts. Hit supply a debuff dealing 100% weapon damage over 10 seconds. This stacks up to 50 times. Whenever an enemy dies within this debuff, all stacks are transferred to a nearby enemy within 25 meters. That is quite a long distance away. So you get the stack up, you will see the bar fill up. Once it fills up, and by the way, if you tap the enemy again when the bar is about to finish out, it will refresh, and then the ticks will last long again for 10 seconds, and then they'll transfer over to the next enemy when that enemy dies. It's very powerful. It's been a gun we've been using for a long time. Now, in the past, there have been many builds that have been made to try and increase the ticks up to somewhere 1.2, 1.3 million, somewhere there per tick, which is really, really good. Now, the new Heartbreaker set has introduced us with a two-piece that has got 15% LMG damage. Now, as you guys read before, the Plague of the Outcasts works from weapon damage. So we want to increase the weapon damage, armor damage, health damage, things like that, that will allow us to increase the Pestilence ticks. Now, this is not the best setup to use if you want to go for all out the highest possible ticks. The way that I would run that, and I don't think it's beneficial, but I will showcase to you how you're going to do it. In the firing range, you can get just over 1.5 million a tick with the Pestilence fully stacked up and the knee pads if you utilize the Sacrifice chest piece, which is the actual chest piece right here that I've got, which has got perfect glass cannon. This is going to be the best for you to run. It gives us 30% amplified multiplicative damage, which is really, really good. The problem is, as opposed to the normal one, which is 25%, you take 10% more damage. So from 50, normal one, to 60% for this one. So I don't think it's worth it. And this one gives us headshot damage as the one piece. That's why I haven't gone for it. But if you want to get the highest possible tick, in my opinion right now, it's going to be the Sacrifice chest piece and a Walker and Harris backpack for that weapon damage 5% with Vigilance. That's how it's going to be. The reason why I've gone for this setup is because, like I mentioned before, with the actual chest piece we've got right here, Walker and Harris, we get the 5% weapon damage and normal glass cannon, which means we get just about as much damage, except we don't take 10% more damage. So I don't really think it's worth it, especially considering we want to try and spread the Plague of the Outcasts. And the great thing about this is we've got a Cheska piece, which is perfect. Why? Because we get 58% crit chance, which means we are making use of the multiplications on our crit damage, and the fact is we've got 70% crit damage, which means we will be critting most of the time, therefore initiating more damage on the enemies when we actually shoot them, not just relying on the ticks themselves. And if you want to use Obliterate instead of the chest piece, I will give you some chest piece options, then you need to crit. Therefore, you can use Obliterate easily with this setup. So I think this is going to be the best way, or the way that I want to use it. You might find different ways of buffing this even more. In the past, we've used the named mask for health damage, the Jarl mask. We've used, I think, 3-piece Tip of the Spear for the 10% weapon damage. There are different ways you can run it. It's all dependent on what content you're doing and what gear you actually have. Specialization I've gone for is going to be the Gunner. So I'm not going to showcase too much gameplay for you guys, but you'll see a bit at the end of the video. So hopefully you like that. So Gunner, I'm going to be using this. Why? Because we get armor on kill, which does help. Every third reload is 50% faster. That really does help this. We generate more ammo, and we actually have a rate of fire increase for 5% on kill for 5 seconds, which is really important for the Pestilence. And we also get 10% weapon handling while not moving. Considering we're using the exotic knee pads, we don't want to be moving. Therefore, weapon handling is accuracy, stability, reload speed, and swap speed, which is perfect for LMGs. Just make sure you have got LMG damage activated. So in this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to showcase the build and show you in the range what happens if you increase the grade of the Pestilence and add 1% damage from increasing it by the expertise system by 1 to show you if it is viable or worth it for you guys to actually do it yourselves. So we'll see how much we get per tick or just per initial hit with the actual increase of 1% damage to the Pestilence. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it goes off of the actual weapon damage on the gun, not your overall damage, but it could scale with red cores. I think that's how it might be working. It's dependent, I think, on how many reds you actually have on your build. But we're going to get into that later on in further videos once I've done more testing. So with this setup, I'm going to be using the Pestilence, of course, with the FAMAS. Mine is graded level 7 with 7% extra weapon damage. With Optimist, very good, no shield required. We get damage the quicker we fire, the more bullets we shoot. Therefore, high fire rate, we're going to benefit more using Optimist. Orbit Pistol for more crit damage and more crit chance. The whole point of this build is to just do damage on hit because we're going to be critting, and then just stack the Pestilence on as many NPCs as we possibly can. Now, this worked great at any kind of content. You might have to stand still a bit because of the knee pads, but I'll explain why we need those knee pads. They're very important. So you can use whatever secondary gun you want or pistol. It's up to you. Two-piece Heartbreaker is perfect now for this setup because normally we wouldn't have many other ways of increasing baseline weapon damage, but now we have got that beautiful 15% from the two-piece for LMG damage, perfect, and AR damage as well. The AR hits really, really hard. Then the two-piece, then the Walker Harris for baseline weapon damage, crit chance Cheska, Contractor's gloves, and Sawyer's knee pads. So everything is going to be rolled crit chance or crit damage on top of that. If we can get our crit chance to at least 54%. I've got crit chance rolled in the mask, crit chance modification, holster, crit chance once again, the secondary, then the Walker and Harris. Crit chance weapon handling is very important in a build like this, guys. Weapon handling, don't miss it. It's very good. And that 5% weapon damage. It's up to you what you want to run. There's so many different combinations. If you want full damage, this is going to be the way to go for it. Like I said before, sacrifice chest piece, Walker Harris with vigilance will give you more damage, but obviously you sacrifice a bit more. I've got crit chance modifications on the chest as well. Then the backpack Cheska with crit damage mod because I have enough crit chance, vigilance, best in slot, crit damage, crit chance here, and the one piece gives us 10% crit chance. Then, very important, Petrov named gloves called Contractors for the damage to armor, crit chance, and then we have got baseline LMG damage, which does increase the Pestilence tick. Sawyer's knee pads, best in slot, guys. We are immune to explosions, which means we're not immune, we don't get staggered by them, which is really, really good. So we get explosive resistance as well. This helps you a lot, especially against the drones, the electronic drones playing in missions. Then we can actually generate 30% weapon damage if we stay still. Very powerful. It lasts for 10 seconds when you actually move, which is really, really powerful. So make sure you use Sawyer's knee pads for this to give you the highest amount of damage you can possibly get. So with this setup, I've got the Defender drone and the decoy. Very good because the Defender drone tanks the damage and the decoy allows us to be sneaky and put more ticks on the enemies. Take a look at the stats. Like I said before, this doesn't represent the build and how much damage we can actually do. There's multiplications going on here and it's all about that tick and actually critting, which means we can do quite a lot of damage. So it's up to you how you want to set this up. I will showcase some different variations for you guys. Let's take a look and see what you could be running on the chest piece. I would recommend going for Unbreakable. Glass Cannon is going to be the best, guys, because it's overall always damage. It's always there, and there is a safety net mechanic in the game, which means if you take critical damage, it allows you to get into cover for a split second, so you can still survive. Overwatch, if you're playing in a team, could be one of the best for you. I think this is going to be a good talent to use. Focus doesn't work, unfortunately, with the Pestilence. Braced, one of the best. Very good weapon handling. This is going to really do well. Obliterate, because we've got crit chance, this will work very well. Make sure, guys, crit chance is no less than 54 if you want to use Obliterate. There's nothing really else. Efficient could be good, the perfect efficient, but then again, this is more of a red build. Spark is possible. We don't really have any other skills. If you want to use other kinds of skills, you can get additional damage, but it really is up to you. And Vigilance is just going to be the best. So let's actually go and get the ticks up. Like I said before, this will do about 1.42 million a tick. And then with the Sacrifice and the Walker Harris backpack, we can get just over 1.5 million. So you can hit a lot harder with that setup, but like I said before, over time, because you're not going to be critting as much, it probably generates to less damage depending on how much you get the ticks on the enemies. It really just is dependent on how you play and what mission you are doing. So let's get fully stacked up here. Let me showcase the damage, and then we'll actually increase the Pestilence by 1 grade to see if it's going to be worth it for you. Then you can do the math and see how much more you're going to be getting if you get to like expertise level 10 or 20. So off the bat, we are critting for huge numbers, guys. That is actually quite impressive just off the crit. Just under 700,000 to the head, and to the body on armor damage, 478, just under 500,000. Then when we are fully stacked up, as you guys can see, to armor damage, 1.415 million. It can be slightly higher because my build isn't completely maxed out. It depends on what you want to be using. So let's have a look. Let's just confirm exactly what's going on here so that we don't make a mistake. Or I can look back at the video, I guess, to see how much damage increase we are getting. So to armor, we are critting 478. And then the ticks are going to be 1.415. Let's go increase the grade, and then we will have a look and see exactly how much damage we are increasing it by. I don't think it's going to be very much visible, but let's see. Who knows? Maybe it's quite impressive. So expertise, we would want to go to LMGs, go down to my proficient pestilence, which should be over here somewhere. There it is. And then as you can see, I've got the materials. We will increase it by 1%. Bang. So it didn't really increase it by that much, but we have got a proficient level 1 expertise pestilence. Let's go see exactly how much more damage we get. Now, I don't think it's going to be the biggest difference, but I just wanted to showcase it to you if you're interested in it. Let's get this stacked up. So do you guys remember what we were hitting last time? We'll have a look. It should be on the bottom left. So let's put it onto named elite. Actually, invulnerable elite is going to be the best one to do. So if I look at the bottom, so that was the tick before, 1,415,348, and we were critting for 478 to the body. Let's have a look now and get the stacks up. We might have to reload actually, that's not a problem. Weapon handling does increase my reload speed as well, as you can see a slight difference. So now we are fully stacked up, the knee pads are fully stacked up, and you can see there is a difference. We're now hitting 1.421, quite a bit of a difference, and we are critting for 480,000. Nothing crazy, but as you can see, the more we increase it, the higher damage we're going to be getting. You can easily, now in countdown with this build, obviously this is not the highest damage build you can use. With this build, I can get just under 1.8 million in a team, which is really, really good. Now, you can get over 1.5 in the firing range easily if you use the Sacrifice and Walker Harris backpack, and then maybe increase your expertise level. I think it's going to be interesting to see what combination we can come up with, guys. I'm working on some more. I've got a very, very powerful spotter tank build, so please make sure that you leave a like, subscribe, enjoy the gameplay, guys. Let me know how you're going to run your Pestilence. Do you think this is a build that you want to be using? I really enjoy this. I love this gun, and I feel like this is a very powerful way of running it. I'm going to try to get my Pestilence to expertise level 10, as I think I'm like just before 10 now. I'm like 9.8 somewhere there. So I'm looking forward to getting it maxed out to level 20 maybe one day, and seeing if we can hit that beautiful 2 million mark by ourselves in the firing range. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.
System disrupted. System back online. Evacuate the facility. 5 minutes to lockdown.
Communication system shutdown initiating. Override safety protocols to cancel. Warning. System breach. Initiating safety protocol.
You're a pro. Now, just need you to find another server.
Serious trauma detected.
Warning. System breach. Initiating safety protocol.
High-risk target approaching.
Whoever said tech support was boring. One more server and you can reboot the system.
Agent down.
Warning. System breach. Initiating safety protocol.
High-risk target approaching. Lockdown in 1 minute.
Communication systems disabled. All communication systems now offline.
System rebooted. Communications restored.
Good work, Agent. You